Building your company on customer satisfaction. I had stumbled across an article that this fellow by the name of Rick Cudahy had put into, I believe it was Lawn and Landscape magazine. And I kept this article for quite some time because it had a lot of really good points in here about customer service. And the reason I want to touch on this today is because it's so valuable and it hits so true today, more so than it used to. So, and what I mean by that is this, like if you worked on a job and you did a really good job for that person, word of mouth traveled, back in the day, and, work would come in because of that, and it was generally slow. It wasn't like it was super fast or anything. I know there's guys out there today that talk about that's all I do is word of mouth. I don't do any advertising and I'm so busy. Well, he's probably a solo operator and 50 accounts means he's so busy. That's probably why that's happening. Today, you can, for example, leave bad Google reviews for people and trash their companies, and it happens all the time. I mean, I can remember our landscape company had a perfect 5.0 rating forever. And all of a sudden, you pissed off a couple different people, and now you're down to a 3.7 or something. I hate it. I disagree with that system. The Google review system is a joke. It does not give you the opportunity. You can tell a little bit of your side of the story there, but it's still a difficult thing. And I think today, word travels fast on that stuff because obviously all they have to do is just Google you. They just Google you and automatically they'll make up their mind. You could be the best landscape customer out there. You could have done a really good job for these people and they still got pissed and still left you a bad review. Maybe you didn't come down in price on them. Maybe you didn't do the little extras they asked you to do, so they only give you a 3-star review. Just stupid shit like that. So anyway, I think that the customer review situation has gotten so bad that it's out of control. And when I read this article the other day, I thought, you know what, I'm going to save this article and read it to my YouTube subscribers and see if they can comprehend this and understand it and the value of it. So that being said, I'm going to put on my Drew Carey glasses because I'm getting older now and read the article. All right, build your company on customer satisfaction. An important client calls and complains about your service. You sense you're about to lose them. Your gut feeling is probably right. Once a client complains, everything you've ever done wrong is on their mind, and you're at a disadvantage in resolving the latest complaint to their satisfaction. What should you do? First thing is listen and learn. Contact the dissatisfied client promptly and hear them out. Listen and acknowledge their concern. Listening is powerful. Let the dissatisfied client speak. How can you respond to their complaint intelligently if you don't fully understand the reason for their dissatisfaction? That's a very good point. Once a customer has had their say, in most cases, they'll be receptive to your response. Most customers, the people who you want as a customer anyway, are reasonable and realize everyone sometimes makes a mistake. In cases where you can't offer an immediate response to their complaint, ask for the client's patience and tell them you will look into the issue more fully and get back to them very soon. That is important. And why that's important, any of you guys who've been in business for any amount of time know you've dealt with customer complaints, especially if you have employees. And believe it or not, a lot of times these complaints are legitimate complaints. They're complaints that came in because your guys were pissing in a bush behind their house, or they emptied out the garbage out of their truck, on their lawn, or they missed a patch of lawn in the back, and sure enough you drive over to the house and sure enough there it is. So don't take every call when it comes in with a grain of salt and just think they're nuts. I mean, most of the time people don't call unless they do have a legitimate bitch. Now, on the other hand, there are customers that call them bitch no matter what, and I get that. Those are called bitches. Just what they are, bitches. All right, moving on. A client satisfaction culture. Obviously, maintaining positive client relationship involves much more than responding to client complaints. Whether you do it intelligently or not, if the number of service complaints you are getting are starting to trouble you, you have deep issues in your company that need addressing, like a culture issue. No company can be profitable or grow with poor client satisfaction levels. And it's true, it is very difficult to grow if you are pissing off everybody that you're doing business for. You're not going to grow very long. All right, you need to create client satisfaction culture and insist that all employees buy into the culture. In addition to measuring employee performance by tracking jobs completed and the percentage of assigned work done, you're also regularly assessing the quality of the services they're providing. Do you take account the overall impression your employees are leaving with your customers? Remember, clients see your crews, operators and drivers more, get this, more than they see you. That is absolutely true. Some of the clients we have, they never see us. They do see the employees. Somebody's got to go there and do the work, right? The impression your employees present in the field day to day is critical to client satisfaction levels. Coach every employee to understand clients are your business lifeline and important to their job security. Institute policies to check up on the quality of work they're doing. Also, present them in a professional light to your clients by providing them with uniforms and making sure they follow rules like no smoking or idling on jobs. All right, got to talk about that one. If you look back on some of my videos, I think they were called Following Up on the Guys, you will see where I did that. I would hide in the bushes wearing nothing but a chicken mask. Just kidding, that wasn't me. But I was hiding in the bushes. But I watch my employees and I watch what they do. You would be amazed how many times I watch my employees walk around with a cigarette hanging out of their mouth on a commercial property. Walking around smoking on there. It pisses me off, some of the stuff you see. Other times you'll roll up on them and they don't even have a shirt on. They're out there sunbathing when they're on the mower, It's like, you guys, what in the hell, right? So I'm sure I'm not the only one going through this. I'm sure you guys have plenty of stories you can tell me. I've caught my guys sleeping on commercial jobs. I've caught them going behind billboards and stuff and just sleeping or getting drunk and just anything you can imagine. So your clients see those things. You have to be aware of that. They're taking a piss behind a garage at a residential place. I mean, there's a time and a place for everything, and that is definitely not the place. So a lot of what he says, it resonates with me. I'm hoping it resonates with you. The whole uniform thing, same thing. I mean, I'm probably the last one that could say much about the uniforms, but I do have, the family lawn up here, and I do, I know I have the cutoff sleeves on my particular one that I wear. My guys wear regular short sleeve or t-shirts, short sleeve t-shirts, and it at least looks professional. And so you don't want to come there in the ripped out jeans and all that stuff. I mean, you just don't, you want a positive impression. All right. This is something I don't do as much as I should, and this is track the client satisfaction levels. Successful companies benchmark and trademark their client satisfaction levels. Many companies that focus on customer satisfaction survey their clients and ask them to rate the level of their services. This is one area of the business that you can improve without throwing money at it. What customers tell you is valuable and can head off complaints and lost business. And that is absolutely true. So one of the things that we did when we were down in Florida, and I know we do it here in Wisconsin, we're getting better and better with this, is at the end of the year we would send out a survey to all of our clients to ask them how we did. And at the same time we asked them, hey, if we've done a good job for you, could you please leave us a good Google review? Amazingly, very few of them leave you a review. I don't even know sometimes. I guess I'm going to have to figure out what the trick is to that. But I don't understand. I guess it just takes energy for them to leave you a good review. I don't know what the deal is. I've had friends that own businesses or people that have come to my place and they've installed a hot water heater or air conditioning unit or whatever and asked me to leave them a good review, and I was glad to do it. I made it a point to do it, So it is important, especially today, to get those reviews because people look at those. They really do. They look at the reviews. All right, moving on. Almost finished. So think like your customers. Finally, think like your customers. If you see a property under your care starting to look less than desirable, improve it before your customer complains about it. I will stop right there with that one. I have on many occasions went to especially my commercial clients and told them, hey, look, the weeds are really starting to overtake the lawn. Would you guys like us to spray for the weeds, so on and so forth? Or the shrubs are starting to look really bad. Would you like for us to come in there and trim those up and make it look good? And I've had a lot of them just say, no, don't worry about it, don't worry about it. They don't want to spend the money is what it is, okay? And yet the place looks like shit. So Walmart is a prime example of a commercial property that we do, and I'm forever today going on there complaining about the weeds in the parking lot, the weeds in the shrub beds, and seldom do they have us. It's like every 2 or 3 years they have us come in and clean all that stuff up. Otherwise, that's it. It's like when they get a new district manager, he'll have you come in there and he'll make sure that the place looks really good on his first visit, and then the guy never talks to you again, and you ask him next month if you can continue this, you know, to spray the weeds and whatnot, and they won't do it. They won't spend the money on it. So I hate those type jobs because you're there trying to do good work. People see you there working. They see your vehicles there. They know the name of your company, especially if you're there all the time servicing that. And then if the property looks like hell, it gives you a bad name. And there's not much you can do about that. There really isn't, other than go to them and ask them, you know, for the money to fix it. Will you pay me to fix it? Unless you want to do it on your own. And I do not recommend that for anybody. Screw them bastards. If they're not going to pay you to do it, you don't do it. That's the way that is. All right. If you don't address the issue early, it will cost you. Perhaps it could cost you even more than a single customer. I think we did that. Potential. Oh, yeah. Even more than a single customer. Think about adjacent properties to the loss and the loss of potential referrals. So yeah, you do a shit looking job here, the neighbors see that, they're not going to call you. They're like, oh my God, they do the Johnsons. You see how bad that looks. All that kind of crap. Anyway, you will never go wrong by applying the golden rule. And you know what the golden rule is? He who has the gold makes the rules. No, that's not it. The golden rule, as it is applied here, let's see, would be treat others like you'd like to be treated. This applies to service providers too. Great business are built with satisfied clients and long-term relationships. You want to run a great company, right? So anyway, thank you, Rick, for that fabulous article that you have. And I think everybody can learn a little something from that. And I tell you, we've noticed a difference by trying to track this and tracking how people, whether they give you a good review or not, at least you find out how you're doing, okay? At the end of the year, if you send that to all of your lawn care clients or landscape clients or both or pesticide or whatever you're doing, you'll find out. And it's nice to find out from them how they're doing, even if you can hit a midstream. Like if you're mowing for them all summer, just take a second, print it off, a little letter. It doesn't have to be in color. It can be in black and white, and you can put it on their door that week that you're there. Do that halfway through the summer, asking them how you're doing, what could I do better? And they might say something like, well, you know, the shrubs could be done, or something like that. Hey, there's more work for you. Great, now you know. Or they might say, no, you're doing a fantastic job. Or they might say, we hate it when you come on the weekends. They might tell you all kinds of things like this. You won't know until you ask. If you like this video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell up in the corner. That way you're alerted to new videos. Because YouTube is not going to tell you when we put them out. Thanks for watching.